Miss Leslie, my name is Mercy Holmes. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
And do you like to be called Leslie?
Yes.
Well, I want to introduce myself. I'm a social worker here at the Pioneer Home, and a lot of what I do has to do with transitioning. So while you're transitioning into the home, I help get you into different activities, different like social things like parties, activities. I also run a couple of group-run events, such as narrative storytelling and telling your life through pictures. And so I also communicate between you and your doctors and your nurses to make sure that you're fully achieving getting the benefits out of your stay here. And then when you're ready to leave us, I help you process, as you're going out, I help connect you to outpatient care, Meals on Wheels if you need it, and really make sure that you're still supported when you come back to your home. Do you understand that? You have any questions about that aspect of it?
Not about that, no.
Okay. Well, I wanted to cover some things about informed consent. As you are here at the Pioneer Home, I communicate with your doctors and stuff like that, but this is limits of confidentiality. In general, what you tell me stays personal between us, but there are some exceptions to that rule. Would you like to read that, or would you like me to read with you?
My glasses aren't very good. Could you just go over it with me?
Oh, sure.
Thank you.
Essentially, this is about when I have to report your information to outsiders, other people, and when I do that, I only do as much as I need to in order to protect others. So, informed consent regarding limitations on confidential communications. I understand that my information about my treatment and communications with my social worker may not be released without my written authorization. However, these communications or this information may have to be revealed without my permission, as explained below, if necessary to protect my safety or the safety of others. If I am clearly dangerous to myself, my social worker may take steps to seek involuntary hospitalization and may also contact family members of my family or others. This would come up if you tell me that you're hoarding pills so that you can commit suicide. I would have to take actions. We would talk together about which actions to take, such as, about doctors, or if you threaten to kill yourself, like at the moment, then I may have to call police and take steps to stop you. Just depends on the situation. B, if I threaten to kill or seriously hurt someone and the social worker believes I may carry out my threat, or if the social worker believes I will attempt to kill or seriously hurt someone, my social worker may tell any reasonably identified victim, notify the police, or arrange for me to be hospitalized. 2, if it's necessary for me to be hospitalized for psychiatric care. 3, if a judge thinks the social worker has evidence about my inability to provide care or custody of a child custody or adoption case. 4, in court proceedings involving the care and protection of children or dispense with the need for parental consent to adoption. 5, if the social worker believes a child or a disabled person or an elderly person in my care is suffering abuse or neglect. And those ones are more relevant in cases where you're taking care of grandchildren. Like if you tell me that you beat your grandchildren with a wooden spoon and you leave marks, I would have to report that to Child Protective Services.
I don't get to see my grandchildren.
Well, I'm terribly sorry about that. You can talk about that at a later time. I would like to discuss that with you. To provide information regarding my diagnosis, prognosis, and course of treatment, or for purposes of utilization review or quality assurance to a third-party payer. In a legal proceeding where I introduce my mental or emotional condition, if I bring an action against the social worker and the disclosure is necessary or relevant to a defense, if necessary to use a collection agency or other process to collect the amounts I owe for services, if court orders access to my records in a sexual assault or other criminal case. I additionally authorize my social worker to consult professional colleagues if needed to enhance the clinical services I receive. I have had the opportunity to discuss this informed consent with my social worker, and I understand its meaning and consent to receiving services based on this understanding. How's that so far? I know it's a lot to take in.
It's a lot. A lot of it doesn't apply. But I understand.
All right, thank you so much for going over with me. Would you mind signing this copy?
Okay.
And I'll provide another copy for your records.
Thank you.
So you may mention earlier that you didn't get to see your grandchild. Can you tell me a little bit more about your family?
Sure. I'm widowed, so I'm on my own now. And my daughter and I don't really get along. So, yeah, we don't. I have two grandchildren, and I don't get to see them because she and I don't get along very well.
Okay, it sounds like there's some family issues there that, you know, have kind of created a divide.
Right.
All right. Have you talked to your daughter since you were admitted into the hospital?
No.
Okay, so she doesn't know that you're here.
Well, I've called her and left a message, but maybe she's busy, I don't know.
Okay. Thank you for telling me that. I know it's a little hard to share personal information with people who are like in a professional situation like this.
Yeah.
So in terms of like how you've been adjusting to the nursing home so far, how do you feel like this past week has been for you?
Really lonely. I'm used to being in my own space, and my cat, I don't know where my cat is, and I know I'm thinking that my cat, Tiger, is just by himself.
Okay, so when you left the house for the surgery, you just left him at home and gave him enough food to last him for a little while?
Well, he's an inside-outside cat.
Okay.
So he comes in at regular times, but I wasn't back on time.
Okay.
I wasn't anticipating
What
coming
happened?
here, so.
With your permission, could I possibly call animal care control and have them check in on the cat? They may not take him away, but just to call someone to go and check on the animal's condition.
Well, I don't want him taken away.
Okay, but just to check and make sure that he's not trapped anywhere, or to make sure that nothing bad's happened, but to see like that he has fresh food and water, and that maybe together we can find a neighbor to place him with.
Well, there's a boy who likes Tiger right next door.
Okay.
So it may be that Tiger's with them,
Okay.
but I just don't know.
All right, so maybe if you give me permission, I'd like to talk to Animal Care Control and see if we can get the family next door to take care of Tiger for a little while, leave some cat food out. If you still have cat food at your house, maybe we can give that to the family so they can feed Tiger. Would that be okay?
That would be wonderful.
Okay.
That's one of my biggest worries right now.
Oh, I understand. So you and Tiger have a very close relationship.
Yes.
Yeah. So the other kids like to play with him?
Yes, all the neighborhood kids come to see Tiger because he's a good kitty.
Aw, how old is he?
He's as old as I am. We stopped counting a long time ago.
Oh, that's cool. And he's a tabby?
Yes, he's an awesome kitty.
Okay. So besides the children in the neighborhood, you must be really close to them.
I do. I talk to their parents from time to time. The building has a nice little square out front where Tiger likes to sunbathe out there, and I like to go sit and read my paper.
Mm-hmm. And so you have you have a connection going with most of the residents in your building?
I know almost all of them.
Okay. Is there anybody else in the community you have relationships with?
Not really.
Okay.
Just like to stay home with my Tiger.
Sounds like life's pretty peaceful.
It's very nice.
Mm-hmm. So, besides Tiger, whom we will take care of.
Thank you for that.
No problem, that's part of what I do. Are there any other problems or issues or concerns that are going on for you right now?
I just don't like being here in this place. This isn't where I want to be right now. I should be home with Tiger. We should be doing our little puttering and,
Mm-hmm. I understand. It can be very hard to have your life suddenly disrupted by this. But while you're here,